I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Preston. So what's new with you?
I'm just getting ready to do this review of The Disaster Artist.
Oh, good movie.
What are you doing?
I'm just doing my Tommy impression. What do you think?
Hello, welcome back. I'm Preston,
I'm Ryan.
and today, of course, by the title of this video, we are reviewing The Disaster Artist.
Yep, a movie that just released in 2017, starring James Franco, Dave Franco, Seth Rogen, and many other people who I don't know how to mention.
Yep, this is based off the book written by Greg
Sestero.
Sestero by the same name, Disaster Artist.
This is about Tommy Wiseau and how he made the room with Greg Sestero.
Yep, it talks about how they met and how they have this big dream of being actors and getting their foot in the door in the industry, but it's just really difficult with the competition and whatnot of being an actor.
Yeah.
And so they're just like, you know what? Screw everybody. We're gonna make our own film.
Yeah. And it's like it's a process. Mm-hmm. It's how they met, how they decided to do this dream, and basically they climb all the way up to doing a movie, and then they released it, and it's really big nowadays.
And then after they released it, it backfired on Tommy because the whole time he intended it to be a serious drama.
He stated a masterpiece, which technically it's not, but it is.
It did become a masterpiece.
It became a masterpiece.
A beautiful masterpiece.
It's a cult classic.
Yep. And then afterwards, after the movie was released, he kind of had to change his motives a little bit. Then he was like, yeah, it's a comedy.
Yeah, James Franco was a terrific actor. Mm-hmm. I remember I actually did read the book. Like, I borrowed it from a friend. It stated that Tommy Wiseau wanted Johnny Depp or James Franco. He got James Franco.
Yeah.
I don't know what Depp was up to these days, but James Franco. And he directed the film.
Johnny Depp couldn't have done better. I mean, than James Franco. James Franco knocked it out of the park, man.
He directed, I don't think he wrote, but he acted, and from where I'm seeing it, I heard the Academy Awards are putting this as Best Picture and Best Actor. Because he nailed it.
Yeah, he deserves it.
He nailed it. He literally got Tommy's looks, he got Tommy's accent, and he's got his personality. And I'm like, oh my god.
What I love about James Franco's performance as Tommy Wiseau is the journey he takes us on. There's moments where in the beginning, he's mysterious, and you love him, and you want to find out more about him, and then you hate him, and you're just like, wow, I don't think I ever could forgive this guy. Yeah. And then in the end, you're loving him again, and you feel his pain, and you feel... You see what he's feeling.
You feel his emotions.
Yeah, you hate him, you love him, and then the movie's over, and it took you on a journey.
Yeah, that's what I liked about the Disaster Artist.
I think Greg knows Tommy just as much as we know Tommy, and just as much as you know Tommy, right? The guy is one complex puzzle box, okay? The guy, nobody knows his age, nobody knows where he came from, nobody knows how he even got the money, over $5 million to make this movie. No one knows where it even came. No one. Yeah.
It's like a huge mystery.
So this guy is so mysterious, and like in every interview he's in, he's a compulsive liar.
Definitely.
All the time, compulsive liar.
You could see it right on the spot. You can literally see him.
And Greg knows that, and like you can tell when he talks to Tommy and stuff, and they're doing interviews, and even in this, it's like he knows how to work around him, because Tommy lives on his own planet. Is one of the metaphors in the movie.
He's in his own world. Like, he sees like his own world. And the one thing I thought that was like really like so much of a dick move is that he made like his own bathroom. He said, "Don't no one else."
You see what I'm saying?
He Sandy, I forgot his last name, played by Seth Rogen's like, why don't we film out here? Because it looks real. And he goes, this is Hollywood movie.
See, like
he's so dramatic.
That's the comedy about it, is because Tommy's working with these like professionals that he hired to do like the camera work and stuff, and they can tell right off the bat that this guy has no experience with film at all.
No.
Directing, acting, and they don't care because they're getting paid.
Where did he get the money?
I know.
And they say at the end, no one even knows where he got the money.
It's crazy.
Where did he come from?
There's just something like not right with him where he doesn't see logic. You know what I'm talking about? And he just doesn't understand that like all these lies are going to come back to haunt him and all that, and it's just an insane movie. The guy's a complex character, and James Franco again did a stunning job emulating that. He's
from what I heard, the Academy Awards are good. I heard nominations. It might be true. I prayed it. I definitely could see it. Disaster Artist is nominated for Best Picture.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be nominated for Best Screenplay, and I can definitely see it's going to be nominated for James Franco as Best Actor. Like,
Definitely, yeah.
Like, I believed this movie.
So.
I literally believed this movie.
Comedy's awesome.
The comedy is great.
It's a hilarious story, and I feel like all of the comedy comes from human behavior and seriousness. But there's a lot of heart and drama to it too.
Mm-hmm.
And it really lands, and there's like these moments where the stakes get really high all of a sudden. Before we go any further, this is now the spoiler section.
This is the spoiler section
of the review.
So you've been warned. 3, 2, 1. I felt here's spoilers. One scene I felt really terrible was when Tommy was yelling at the girl Juliet, who plays Lisa in the movie, within the movie,
mm-hmm.
which I like that idea. The movie within the movie. That's nice.
Yeah.
Telling her she got pimples and just her out and just yells at her.
Embarrassed her in front of everyone.
Everyone.
The cast and crew.
They're both naked. Well, Tommy's walking around the set naked, which is like the craziest thing ever. And they're saying closed set, and he goes, "No, open." So what? People would like literally see them like screwing each other. I'm like, that's embarrassing.
Well, not that, but the part where he says, "Your disgusting body and your pimples." I mean, he just like is like makeup, cover this crap up, and he just becomes like an asshole. And it's because this anger comes from the jealousy he has towards Greg, because there's a part where at first in the beginning Greg is the one that's like chasing Tommy, like, because he wants to be a better actor. You know what I'm saying? So he's I want to work with you. And then they work. They have a friendship. Yada yada yada. And then they move out to L.A. And then all of a sudden they're in the real world, the real acting world. And then Greg gets an agent. Tommy doesn't. Greg gets a girlfriend.
Tommy doesn't.
You know what I'm saying? And then this jealousy starts to build
within Tommy.
Yeah, and then he's like, we're going to make our own movie. And then he does that. And then there's a moment where Greg gets a part in
Malcolm in the Middle. And Bryan Cranston is actually in there, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like literally,
because
his girlfriend knows Bryan Cranston, that was really cool,
and he had connections and stuff, and that's
and that was really nice, and really nice of Bryan Cranston to give him the part. But then Tommy,
the part was a lumberjack and
the episode where they get lost in the woods.
Yeah, and he needed his beard because Greg had a beard. And then there's a part somewhere in the movie where Tommy needs
him for the tuxedo football scene.
Yeah, where he shaves
his face. So shaving, and then his girlfriend just leaves him, and then next shot.
Well, Ryan missed a big part.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, Greg goes to confront Tommy, saying, "Listen, I got this really big gig. I'm going to be in an episode of Malcolm in the Middle. Can you push the day back
next week?"
No, just one day. He wanted one day, a couple days. That's all he wanted. He said that. He's like, I want like one day, man, where I can do this and then do that. And then Tommy, you could tell like the jealousy, you know. And this is like a moment where you're just like, I really hate Tommy, and I don't think
Yeah,
I'll ever forgive him. As an actor, like, I would love to have a job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd love to do something. That's all actors want. That's like their dream come true.
That's a dream.
And Tommy, you know, stabs Greg in the back and turns it. And throughout this movie, there's parts where Tommy's really manipulative, and he's very jealous. And
the one part also that I felt really discomfort with was when before the I did not hear it's not true it's bullshit scene, when he was about to film it and he's just yelling at like everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like really discomfort because I remember remember that short film I was in, The
Mm-hmm.
Last Resorts.
Yeah.
It was it felt like a real movie set. No one ever like yelled at each other. They were like, okay, let's do this. So we had like a calm, tense around that set, and I felt comfort with that. But one of the guys I know worked on a set like The Room, and actually the director was a prick and yelled at everyone. And he told me, I don't want that happening because it's horrible.
yeah, when you watch The Room, you have no idea what happened. You have no idea what happened.
It's like a clean mind. Like, you don't know what happened until you watch The Disaster Artist.
The Disaster Artist.
Because The Disaster Artist shows the real truth.
There were days on the set of this movie where it was so hot.
Yeah.
An actress passed out, and Tommy was like,
Just, like, doesn't care.
He's just mad at everybody, and he's mainly mad at Greg because he's jealous that he's becoming a little bit more successful.
That's another thing I felt really discomfort with, was that it actually happened. The actress passed out from dehydration.
Yep.
And Tommy just didn't care. He's like, there, that's what he did. It's like, and Greg's like, we need help. We need water. It's like 100 and something degrees in here, and Tommy just like, nope, don't care. It's like, you do something.
Yeah.
It felt really, really terrible.
Yeah, but he gets his in the end when they're sitting watching the premiere, and then everyone's laughing at his beautiful
creation,
his drama, and it's not by all means, and it turns out to be horrible.
It's horrible,
and they're laughing at it,
and he gets up angry, frustrated, and Greg goes out and says they're laughing because they're actually having fun with it.
Yeah, I mean, see, that's Greg for you. He knows how Tommy operates mentally, and he knows that there's something not right with Tommy.
Right.
So Greg still makes a humble, like, effort.
Yeah.
You know, to be a good guy.
Yeah.
And Greg is a really likable character throughout the movie.
Dave Franco and James Franco both really knocked out of the park. I like how they're both brothers, which is really cool.
And it really shows the dynamic.
Really shows the dynamic. It's like they're actually brothers, like, doing this. Like a little brother living with a big brother, both having a huge argument,
Mm-hmm.
both jealous of each other.
Yeah.
Well, one's jealous of the other, and it had like that feeling, which was really nice.
Yep. So all in all, The Disaster Artist. Did you see it? What did you think about it? Let us know down in the comments. Of course, we'll be there to read them. So let us know what you thought of this review. Please give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Keep tuning in and subscribe if you haven't.
Bye, doggies.